Hello all, I'm Ella, and today I'm back to talk about the homework 1 solution. Some people were asking, is there a work solution for it? So here's my attempt to try and explain it. So if you've not watched my how to submit homework or how I submit homework, I have a video on it as well, because the form doesn't allow us to save the form unless this field is populated, right? So I always create a placeholder for my working notebooks when I'm ready to start the homework. So even before I'm ready to start answering the question, I just create a placeholder for it first. So to learn how I do that, you can refer to this video. So going back to our module 1. Okay, so module 1, if you recall, is on Docker and Terraform. So I've had to re-record all my walkthrough solutions because it's so hard to define the colors for the caption, because I had a mixture of light themes and dark themes. So then now I'm re-recording with all the apps using a light theme. Okay, so this is my the workbook that I submitted. So when you want to start your Docker, this is my shortcut. So instead of opening the terminal and having to cd down, change directory down multiple levels, I just right click on any file in that path and I just say open in integrated terminal. So then when you check your path, this path is the same as where the Docker compose YAML file is located. Right, so let me check that I haven't got, yeah, that's fine. That is for module 5. Okay, so before you run anything, remember that you have to activate your virtual environment. Oh, the MPA is my alias for this. Let me go back. So I use Micromamba. If you followed me on the setup and demo videos, the walkthrough that I did for module 1, I use Micromamba as my environment manager. So the MBA is actually an alias for this long command, Micromamba activate DEZoomcamp. Yeah, so I just pressed that because I had autocomplete set up for my command prompt. So this is my ZSH terminal, the terminal prompt that I set up. So I added autocomplete. Yes. Okay, so once you're in the virtual environment, then you can start your Docker container with the docker compose command. Docker compose up detach. Right, so this Docker compose is setting up our pgadmin and Postgres database. So if you recall, this was our setup for the Docker compose. Let me hide that. So I had used volume for my Docker compose. So you might see later on that I have actually data from week 2 as well. So this is taking the database environment fields from this file. So our password and user is root and the database is nytexc. And yeah, so I have this volume set up for my Docker Compose. Okay, so the first question that we need to answer is about Docker tags. So it asks us about the Docker run. What is the flag that would automatically remove the container when we stop our container from running? So the answer to that is --rm. Right, next question is on the basic bare bones Docker file. So it asks us to create a container with Python 3.9 image, and when we do a pip list, what does it show for the wheel package? So my answer is 0.42. Right, so if you see the Docker file, right, it's just a bare bones Docker file. We pull in the Python image from Docker Hub, and when you run it, when you do a pip list, this is what I get. So this is how you run the container once you have that Docker file in that same folder. So it lists the wheels as 0.42. So that's my answer. Okay, let me close that. Right, next is we have to do some SQL statements. So the question for this one is, where's the question? Yeah, how many taxi trips were made on September 18th for the 2019 file? So we actually had to ingest the 2019 September CSV file. So I use this Jupyter Notebook to do some prototyping. So let me just restart the kernel, clear all outputs. Let's start from here. So the file is already in my folder. Oh, I guess one difference is that I'm using Polars for this particular question. And I also use SQL Alchemy just so that I can do my SQL workings in this Jupyter Notebook. So just doing some prototyping of exploring the data, just to make sure that I can read it. So then this line is actually writing my data frame to the database, green taxi data. So if I were to go to the terminal, Control J, you can press Control J to toggle the terminal panel. So same with Control B, hide or show your file explorer. Let me check the ports. Okay, so it doesn't have 5432. So if it doesn't open up the pgadmin page, you can either, after making sure that you have the port that match your this port in your Docker Compose, right? It needs to match. So you can either launch the browser from here, or you can launch the browser from here. pgadmin, opening browser. Right, so we need to log in as admin and root. And yeah, I need to set it up all over again. I can't remember where this was set up. I tried to locate it but cannot find. So this host name is, since we are using container, the host name is this one. The PG database, I think it's this PG database. Let's try. Port 5432, our database is ny_taxi. Username is root. And password is root. Yeah, so it loads the tables under schema tables green underscore taxi underscore data. So if I were to query this, right, you get the same data as you would in, let me close that file, same data that you would if you were to use VS Code. So I can continue running from here. Yep. So 449063 is the answer. So I can confirm. Oh, that needs to be the uncompressed version. So I think I've removed the uncompressed version. Let me see. Yeah, it's in data CSV. Do I have an uncompressed 2019? Yeah, I don't have it. Doesn't matter. Oh, maybe that's it. No. Yeah, I don't have an uncompressed version. So anyway, I think that's the number that we want, 449063. So oh no, sorry. Question 3 is asking for a specific thing. These are all my SQL statements that do not work. So I keep it so that I can learn what works and what doesn't work. So it's asking how many trips were made on September 18th, 2019. So it gives a tip. The pickup date time and drop off date time must be equal to this date. And yeah, so that's my SQL statement. So I'm casting this column as date, and we count the number of trips from the table that we want, and we are querying for 1 day only, and then group by that date. So the answer is 15612. So if I were to copy this SQL statement and do it in pgadmin, what's this? Yeah, that's fine. Same answer, 15612. Right, 15612. Okay, question 4. Question 4 is largest strip for each day. So which was the pickup day with the largest strip distance? Use pickup time for your calculation. So that's a SQL statement. And I can run it from my VS Code. So the day with the largest strip is September 26. Yeah, that's correct. 3 biggest pickup. So the question is, which were the 3 pickup borrowers that had the sum of total amount superior to $50,000? So I translate that as show the 3 borrowers that has total amount greater than or equal to 50,000. So we have to do joins in this one. So I cast the date and rename it to pickup day. Sum up the total amount value as the total number of passengers, and pickup zone borrow as borrow. Join for the location ID with the zones table, where sum of total amount is greater than 50,000 and the date is on this date. Was it requested that the pickup and drop off is on the same day? No, this one it doesn't mention. So my answer is Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Queens. And that's my answer. So last question is largest tip. let me just run this. I think I'm just confirming that my zones were in fact populated from the CSV file. So again, another SQL statement with joins. So the question is, for passengers picked up in September 2019 in the zone Astoria, which is the drop-off zone that had the largest tip? So there's a note here. It's asking for tip, not trip. We want the name of the zone, not the ID. So it gives you all the tips that you need. So you need to pick up the zone instead of the ID. So that's what it means. So again, I'm casting the date and renaming it as pickup day. Selecting the max of the tip amount. That's what it means. This is a tip amount. Zone for pickup and zone for drop off. This line I think is additional. I was just curious. So from green taxi SG, I join with zones, name it ZPU as a pickup location ID, where it's equal to the green taxi data pickup location ID. So again, join with the drop off location ID, group by date and the zones, where the zone is for Astoria only, and sort it by maximum tip amount, descending order. So it gives 4 options, right? So I just limit it to 4. So the answer is with the largest tip amount, 62, the highest tip amount there. So the pickup zone Astoria, the drop off is at JFK Airport. Oh, it is required. So this line is required because the question is asking for drop off zone, where the pickup zone is Astoria. So pickup zone Astoria, which drop off zone had the biggest tip amount. So that's our answer, JFK Airport. And question 7 is on Terraform. So you have to just copy and paste your Terraform apply answer, which you would do from populating the variables table and your main table. Right, so I think that's it for homework 1. So if you have any questions, you can either post your questions in the YouTube comments or in Slack, and I'll see you back there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like it and want to encourage me to continue making videos. See you around. Bye bye.